You good?
Right, let's go.
KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. We're at the final press conference here for King of Hearts. Billy Joe Saunders bids to become a two-weight world champion against Shifat Sufi. He's going to do it, Frank?
Yeah, well, listen, it's not going to be easy, and I think he will. I was quite big, much bigger than Bill. You know, doing the face-off just now. He's it's bigger all round. I know Bill's going up a weight, but he seems quite solid. So it's going to be interesting how Bill copes with the weight, moving up a weight, and fighting a guy who's actually fought at cruiserweight in the past. So he's a naturally bigger man. So I'm hoping his skills, his boxing skills, and his punch power will get through it.
You must be pleased, kind of, from when the first fight announced, and we wasn't sure whether this was going to be for the full version or not. It is now. So it seems like the position Billy Joe Saunders was in a few months ago to where he is now is like remarkable.
Well, it is. I mean, but it's all unfortunate. When we announced it, we did it on the back of having been a circular being sent saying that it was for the vacant title. And then, as you know, Ramirez rode in and said no, he's not vacating the title. He then went out of the fight and he was overweight, but we all knew he couldn't make the weight. Just basically sodded everybody around for a long time. But the bottom line is, Bill's got his wish. He's fighting for a vacant title. Bid to become a two-weight world champion. There's only a small group of British fighters who've done that, and that division has been quite a sexy division when you look at the fighters who've done it in the past, like Nigel Benn, Joe Calzaghe, and so forth. There's been some really good fighters there who fought and won world titles at two different weights. You
said in the press conference that you've kind of had sort of brief talks, I believe, with Joe Gallagher regarding a potential Callum Smith fight. What was the result of that, or what was kind of the feedback from that?
Joe just said that he's got his. He started off by saying they got their next two fights planned, and let's talk about it next year. Well, I don't see Callum Smith being a super middleweight next year, and Bill's coming up from middleweight. He's not, he could still fight at middleweight. We want to get the fight on. And then Joe's, as I said that. So I said, well, let's see how you go after the 1st of June. You've got that fight. And let's try and then make the big fight. It's a great fight for the British fans. It's certainly a fight we'd like to see. It's certainly a fight Bill wants. And I'm sure it's a fight that Callum wants. It'd be a big money earner for both of them. And a great fight to watch.
Obviously, one name you did mention there in the press conference, Eubank Jr.
Well, I only mention that because I'm talking about the people who avoid Joe, who avoid Bill. It's very frustrating at times, and I don't know how fighters who got in his case got this loss on his record is not interested in rectifying it in any
that
shape
fight has come close to being made the rematch.
It's never been made. We've sent contracts. We've agreed terms, but it's never got signed, never got made, and it didn't get made for a reason. And I always said the reason is because the fact of the matter is they don't feel that he'll have him. I don't think him himself, Junior, or his old man feel they've got the beating of Billy Joe Saunders. That's the simplistic reason why it has never been made.
We've even obviously coming off the back of the Eubank win at super middleweight. It would kind of seem like a natural fight to happen now.
It's a natural fight. It's certainly a natural rematch. It's a fight everybody would love to see. I'm sure of it. And I'd love to see it. I mean, who wouldn't? Bill would have it have it at the drop of a hat. But the fact of the matter is, obviously he's got to get through this fight on Saturday. But I don't see it ever happening. I don't think that Junior's.
You don't think that will ever happen? No.
I don't think Junior's got the balls to step up to the plate. He made a statement, didn't he? Chris Jr. saying he's his own man now, and he makes all the decisions. Well, here's a decision for him to make. If Bill wins this fight, Bill will give you a crack at his title. He'll give you a crack at the super middleweight title.
In his first defence, you'd be up for that?
Absolutely. So do you want that or not? If he wins, he's got to win first of all, but if he wins it, do you want that fight? Have you got the balls to step up for that fight? Try and lose that L off your record.
Okay. What's your understanding of him kind of promotionally, contractually?
I've got no idea.
No.
I've got no idea.
Well, he's signed a deal with Al Heyman now, isn't he? So
we've done fights with Al Heyman before, so should not be an obstacle at all.
I'm sure Al Heyman wouldn't stand in the way of him fighting for a world title.
Who's he going to fight if he doesn't fight Bill? What's his next fight? Who's he going to fight?
But like you said, he's got a job to do this weekend before we can kind of talk about any of this stuff.
That's the most important. And this guy's a naturally bigger man. When they were standing together, doing the face-off, he's got quite a few inches on Bill, and he looks physically bigger. He obviously has fought at cruiserweight. I'm sure he's a big, overweight fighter at cruiserweight. He's fought at light middle, and now he's down to super middleweight. He's undefeated at super middleweight. But he's a big guy. So Bill's coming up for the first time, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how he copes with that. And I'm sure on the night this fella's going to be obviously going to be much heavier. So Bill's skills, his silky skills, his punch power are going to, he's going to have to be his best to win this.
Frank, obviously Deontay Wilder takes on Dominic Brazil this weekend. What are your thoughts on the comments that Wilder made yesterday regarding legally killing someone in the ring and being paid for it?
You can't justify that. They're stupid. They're stupid comments. They are crass. It's certainly not needed in boxing. It's a dangerous sport. I like Deontay. When we were doing all the press tours with him and Tyson, I think he's a really, really decent guy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that the heat of the fact that the fight's on in a couple of days' time. Passions are rising. I don't believe that come from his heart. It wasn't needed, and I hope he takes back those horrible things that were said. He should be too much above saying things like that. It's not needed, and it's a silly thing to do.
Sorry, just a momentary pause there. Frank, this Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury situation is kind of gathering a little bit of pace from Tyson Fury coming out and saying to the WBC, make it for the diamond belt, and kind of you're on. But where do you kind of sit with this at the moment?
I've got look, Tyson said how he feels. It's out there. I think all we should be focusing on at the moment is the fight that's taking place on the 15th of June against Schwartz. He's got to come through that. And then after that, let's see what happens.
Dillian Whyte isn't tied anywhere as well.
Yeah, but
Frank.
Dillian Whyte, he's not even come to a meeting. We've asked him to come to meetings. He's never come to a meeting, and I don't know where his head is.
For what reason has he not come and sat with you?
I've got zero idea. I don't know. I've got no idea at all. Asked him the question. Maybe he's frightened if he speaks to us that he'll get blown out by Sky. I don't know. We got home from him. He wants to come over and I know he's earned some decent money. Yeah, he's been in the number one position for quite a while in two organisations.
520 days or something.
Whatever it is. Why isn't anybody pushing for the fight on his behalf? Is it him? Is he thinking it's being done or it's not being done? If I got a guy in a number one position, I'd be, moving heaven and earth to make it happen. We just made it happen with our man, with Anthony Yarde. We've made it happen. He was number one, but it happened. You're number one, you're there. You're number one to be a mandatory challenger. Make it happen. So somebody's not working hard enough on his behalf to make these things happen. And there's got to be a reason for that.
But you've expressed in the past that you'd be very keen to work with Dillian Whyte.
Yeah.
But he hasn't come and had the conversation with you, so there's not a lot you can do about it.
He knows where we are. Let's have a chat. Come and have a chat. Don't worry about Sky. Sky, or if you've got no contract with any other promoter, it doesn't matter. And don't worry about Sky, because if they want you that bad, then use it as a tool, leverage. So go against them. Come and see us. Come and talk to us.
But just the final one on this Fury-Whyte thing. Is it unrealistic, Frank, this fight to really take place?
I don't know. Look, in this sport, anything can happen. You know that. I mean, just that would be great if it could happen. Great for British heavyweight boxing. Who knows? Tyson at the moment, I don't want him thinking, getting derailed, or thinking above the next fight. He needs to get the next fight out of the way. And once that's done, then obviously it's a conversation that can be had.
Frank, you added a great fight to the Warrington and Galahad card on the 15th of June in Zelfa Barrett and Leon Woodstock.
It's a cracker, isn't it?
It is a cracker, that one. And serves well as a chief support. It kind of makes sense as well, that fight.
Yeah, it's a great fight, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's a really good card. When you look at what we're doing over the next few months, these are really good quality shows that we put together with fantastic undercards. All of them have got really, good 50-50 fights with quality operators featuring. And then we've got some really good main events. And we're making the fights happen. We're not frightened of our guys putting them together. They're fighting each other. We're making the fights happen. Making the fights what the fans want to see. Obviously it takes longer to make other ones, but overall we're doing a really good job. And this is, I think, one of the best times for us as promoters, and certainly BT Sport are flying with the product they've got to show their viewers.
Frank, Carl Frampton, rumoured to be fighting in August, the middle to the end of August in America. Any kind of update on that?
I'm not sure the exact date. That's what's being said at the moment. I'm sure an announcement will be made Well, announcement will be made in due course. At the moment, though, he's had that problem with the court case, which has been pushed back. So I think that will determine the exact date when he does fight.
But is it the view for him fighting in August and potentially get the Valdez fight late 2019?
Well, that would be a great. That's the plan. If that happens, then that'd be fantastic. Because, you know, if Josh comes through as well, what a rematch that would be with both of them having titles on the line. You make a unification match. That'd be great.
Frank, what is the hold-up from Yarde and Kovalev being announced formally?
It will be announced tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't announce it. It'll be announced tomorrow. Yeah, the promoter who's put it on, that's his privilege to do that.
Okay. Are we right to think June 29th in Russia?
They will announce it, Mark. You know, that's his. You know, they put.
I thought all you promoters love announcing people's fights.
Well, I don't know. You know, not if I'm working with them. I'm working with them now. What am I going to do? Disrespect? You know, we made it.
No,
we made
absolutely.
A deal.
But we'll get an
do
announcement
that.
tomorrow. You're saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's not. Yeah.
That's an intriguing fight, Frank, for Yarde to.
Great fight. Don't want to hear any more conversations, any more bullshit from anybody about whether the type of opponents he fights. He's fighting somebody, and he's going to go in the other guy's backyard and fight him. That tells you all you need to know about Anthony Yarde. That tells you the mark of the man.
Joyce here, Frank, just finally, obviously fighting the large Alexander Ustinov, who nearly fought Tyson Fury. Actually, they actually weighed in. Actually, didn't they? They had the weigh-in. Obviously, circumstances prevented that. But yeah, he comes through. Ustinov, who we're looking at for the 13th at the moment. Who's kind of the front runner, Frank?
Don't know. It'll be somebody. He's got to come through it, and providing he comes through it, it'll be somebody who's ranked.
Okay.
You know, look, you only got to look at his record. He's had 8 fights. I mean, they've not been handpicked opponents. You know, for a guy who's only had 8 fights, I think he's in a tough fight on Saturday.
Okay. All right, Frank. Well, we look forward to Stevenage. Hopefully, the weather holds out.
Fingers crossed, and we're ready to go.
No problem. Frank Warren, thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks.